Hello YouTube, this is colouredwaters and today I'm bringing you a search and destroy gameplay on the map Carrier. This is a League Plague match I played with Johnny because the rest of my team wasn't on, and we're playing against a full team. As you can see right at the start, one of our teammates leaves, so we are stuck in a 3v4 for the rest of the game. And just a quick note on the gameplay, it is recorded in theatre, that's why you don't see any kill cams and why it doesn't flick immediately to another player. I have to kind of do it manually, so I'm getting used to the theatre. Hopefully next time I get a gameplay I've recorded it properly so it doesn't look so badly fit together. So the topic I've got for us today, or the topic I've chosen for us today, is about Black Ops 2 in general. As most of you know, it is pretty much SMG dominated in the guns that you kind of use, and that's not because the SMGs are like so overpowered, as in they have like no recoil and they have a high rate of fire and high damage and all that. It's because the maps themselves are based towards like SMG gameplay. They're kind of aimed towards fast-paced action. That's the way that Treyarch said they were going to build the game. They were going to build it so that it's more action-packed and interesting for the viewer to watch. So that's what they've done. Unfortunately for me, that means that it does mean that the game is mostly SMGs. I think some teams are planning to run like only SMGs in this game, maybe having one AR or something. So because of that, it's going to be a very fast-paced SMG game. Just a quick note on like the Treyarch versus Infinity Ward and how they design their games. Treyarch seems to design their games as if they want like fast gameplay. So the way they've decided to take that means fast fire rate, which is kind of annoying for me. I don't really like it. It means that you kind of shoot way too many bullets and it feels like you get like 12 hit markers when really it should only take 3 bullets to kill the person. So I'm not so keen on that aspect of the game. I prefer Infinity Ward games where it's kind of slower rate of fire but the bullets actually feel like they do some damage. So that's just like my take on how the two games are put together, or the two companies that make the games like design them. How does this affect me and my team? If you don't know, I have my own team of 4 people, and we kind of play competitively. So how does this affect me and my team? As a player, I am the kind of support assault rifle player. I'll kind of do the main cutoffs and make sure that like my flag carrier or the kind of the objective players, like they don't get killed, or like what we're actually trying to do, like when we're winning the game, they're not stopped from doing that. Because this, as I said, is an SMG dominated game, this means I'll probably be pulling out an AR, not an AR, I'll probably be using an SMG for most of the game, and like I'll have to get used to playing that SMG, which doesn't suit me, but if that's how the game's going to be played, I'm going to have to get used to that. So as a team, that means we'll probably just have one AR for most of the maps, so that'll be Neb in my team, and sometimes we may not even run that SMG. So I know that Hijacked isn't a GB variant map, which is what we're going to be playing mostly. Hard point on that map is pretty deadly for assault rifles. It's really hard to get started and to stay positive even. So I'll probably just be telling my team to go all SMGs if we ever play that as like a scrim or something. We'll all be using SMGs on that map because there is no space for an AR on it. Search and destroy is a bit different. You can use some ARs and that. As you can see, this gameplay, me and Johnny both have our ARs out. One, because it suits the map, because there are a lot of long-range lines of sight on this map, as well as like the slower gameplay suits the AR. So if I do use an AR, the gameplay is going to be slower than like the rushy sort that Treyarch is hoping for, but that's just because that's the only way you can play an AR on this game. So that's how the game's going to be played at a competitive level, in my opinion. If I quickly tell you the maps that are going to be played, they have introduced Domination back into the competitive series on 2 maps. They've got CTF on 2 maps, and they have Search and Destroy on 5 maps. So you're going to see a lot of S&D and like, less objective play because of the maps they've chosen, but like that's the way they've chosen, so that's the way it's going to be played. The S&D maps are like, I'm not going to say they're SMG based, but Express you only have one side of the map where an AR can do any work. Meltdown, again, you have one side of the map where an AR can do work. Plaza, you just have the middle, and sometimes that doesn't even work. You can use SMGs all over Plaza. Raid, Raid's pretty good for an AR actually. You can do it down the middle and you can do it down sides. Slums, SMG only, and Standoff you can use some AR somewhere in that. So hopefully that's been quite useful to you, and well, hopefully you'll find it interesting as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. See ya.